Hey, good morning, guys. We're going to be doing some blockchain stuff. We're going to be doing some blockchain training. This is basic stuff, basic blockchain. We're not going to dissect it like a scientist and a cryptographer. I'm not a licensed financial specialist. I'm not a cryptographer. I'm a Navy veteran, and I use my teach-backs for mental health exercises. So if you've got stuff going on and you're a military veteran, this is a safe place. This is a safe place, guys. So we're using our teach-backs, the tools and the training mechanisms, the training tools that the military gave us as an instructor, and we're trying to apply that to the civilian sector and learn as much as we can about the new ventures that we're tackling. The biggest one that we're involved in is cryptocurrency and the stock market. We started getting involved in that back in 2017 when I was part of the Mark 6 platform in the Navy. A guy that worked in the cryptography department on Mark 6 platform, he was my cryptographer, he was our code guy, and he was the one that taught me about cryptocurrency. He's the one that taught me about XRP back in 2017. So not to get too far away from how we got here, but that's my background on how I got into the crypto stuff. Now, I'm not an expert, like I said, but I am a Navy instructor, and the Navy taught me how to take a lesson that I don't really know much about, dissect it, find the important information, conduct a teach-back on it so that it helps me learn the information better. And then more than likely, the people that are interested in that information will learn something too. Trying to apply those instructor skills so that I can learn this stuff. And if there's other people out there that are struggling to pay attention, some kind of mental health stuff from the military, and you're having issues focusing, maybe you have issues seeing, or maybe you have issues with your hearing. I've got a lot of issues, guys, and I'm really trying to focus and get the stuff honed in. So doing the teach-backs is a way that helps me focus. Don't worry, guys, I'm not over here thinking I'm a know-it-all, in case you guys are like, man, who's this guy? He thinks he knows everything? Man, you don't know crap. Yeah, I'm not a financial strategist. I'm one of those technical guys that like to get hands-on and get grimy with it. Okay, that's how I was groomed and trained. I need to be up on the front figuring it out. I'm not one of those bookworm types. I can't do all that. I gotta get my hands on there. I need to be shown. I'm groomed, trained, hand on my collar, showing me how to do it. Get there, hard chargers, get in the mud. That's how we do it. Okay? Classroom stuff, that was not easy for me, man. That was not easy. I had to learn how to instruct people, and I was still trying to figure out how to be a student. Okay, and now they're putting me in instructor positions. Well, I was good at shooting, guys. I was a good shooter, and they capitalized on that. They wanted to groom that, so shooting to this. Come on. From gun ranges to crypto. We went from gun ranges to crypto into the crypto world. This is a safe place. I'm not an expert with this stuff, but I do have the basic understanding, so that's what we're going to talk about. Blockchain basics, right there, blockchain basics. Okay, so now what is blockchain? What is blockchain, right? So it's a digital ledger, cryptocurrency. What is cryptocurrency? What is Bitcoin? What is XRP? What is Ethereum? How does it all work? How is it safe? How do I know that my money is safe when I send it from here to there? What makes it more safe than using a bank? Why are bank wires going away? Why are they replacing bank wires with cryptocurrency? These are good questions, and this is what we're going to cover. Blockchain basics. Blockchain basics. Okay, guys. Okay, so what is cryptocurrency? Crypto comes from the word secret or hidden. Cryptography. Cryptography is complex code, series of numbers, math, difficult computing, and things like that. Code, cryptography. And what's it all about? Why is it the movement? Okay, the biggest piece is this blockchain is a digital ledger. It's very secure and transparent. These are the big pieces. Decentralized, meaning that a bank doesn't own it. There's no middleman, okay? You're the bank, taking the middleman out of it. So if you need to send funds, you send it from your app or whatever, your crypto app, to your friend that has the same crypto app, or another crypto app where you can send and exchange cryptocurrencies, okay? Taking the middleman out of it. It's decentralized, okay? That's the biggest piece. It's blockchain, it's decentralized, guys. Blockchain. Okay, it's an open digital ledger. Open digital ledger, and it's decentralized, meaning that there's no middleman, there's no bank. You're taking that person out of the equation, okay? If you're going to be trying to send funds, because that's what we're going to go into, we're going to talk about how we got to move the money around and how it goes onto the blockchain. When you hear people talk about blockchain, just think of this: you track transactions in a bank and they're writing it in some ledger or typing it in some database or whatever. This is essentially the same thing. The blockchain connected to the mining equipment, monitoring the network, has protocols in place to monitor all the transactions, everything that's going in and out of it, broadcasting information. We'll get into it, So we all know that banks are not always the most honest, guys, okay? We know that. The ledgers can be manipulated. The numbers in all the banks can be manipulated. The open ledger is transparent. It's unstoppable, meaning that it's secure. When they say it's unstoppable, you're going to hear people use that it's unstoppable, it's got high velocity. When they're referring to the velocity, that's the speed of transactions, guys. Think of the block as like the area that has the information. The chain is what holds it together, the cryptography, right? And the block is where all the data is, okay? The block is the information. The block is going to have your data, your hash, and your HOP, your hash of the previous. Okay, don't worry about all that. We'll get into that later. Okay, so before we get lost in all the weeds, let's go over some of the terms. Let's go over some of these terms, guys. Blockchain, digital network, open ledger, decentralized. Those are the key things. What is it? It's an open ledger. What makes it special? It's decentralized. It's transparent. It's unstoppable. It's got cryptography. It's very strong. Okay, it's fast. Holds a lot of information and it can move it quickly, okay? What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a type of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. What is crypto? Crypto comes from the word hidden or secret. Cryptography, complex code and series of numbers and math and stuff, difficult stuff to crack. That's how they move your money, hidden in the cryptography. When they transmute your data, okay? They send your information, sending and receiving money or information, guys. That's going to be used in the cryptography. They're using it in the cryptocurrency. That's how they're moving money and data. Let's walk through how to send money. So you have family in Thailand, right? You got family in Thailand, okay? Family, Satu Kapong, right? Got family in Thailand, okay? So you are here, USA, from USA to Thailand through cryptocurrency. Well, there's a few different ways that we could do this, right? You could send this person Bitcoin. Why would you do that? So, I wanted to send this person $10,000. You send them $10,000 of Bitcoin, and then they get stuck in traffic, and then the Bitcoin drops 30% by the time they can go use it. Well, why would you do that? Why are you sending people Bitcoin to pay for stuff? That's stupid. Okay. So, Trump and all these people are developing stable coins. Wyckoff family and all these guys, you've heard of USD1, they put all that, the number one growing stable coin, USD1. And they're working on the World Liberty Financial, the Wyckoff family and the Trump family. You guys can go look at that. Well, and then you saw the Genius Act, and they're listing all the stable coins in there. There's going to be federal funding, trillion, 2 point something, whatever trillion dollars backing up the stable coins to ensure they're stable coins, okay, stable. The $50 in there, it stays $50, stable, right? So, you have to send somebody money. Over here, you don't send $10,000 through a Bitcoin. You don't do that. You don't send $10,000 of Bitcoin. You don't do that. You send $10,000 with stable coins, okay? So that way when they get over there, if they get stuck in traffic or whatever, they get stuck on the ferry, in an airplane, whatever, they land or get settled in or wherever they are, that the stable coins are still going to be that price. There's not a concern that it dropped 30%. It could flinch or whatever. Absolutely. If something, something's going on, it could flinch a little bit, but a penny, a fraction of a penny or something, come on. But, it's not going to have some 30%, 20%, crazy stuff going on like that. It's not supposed to. That's not the way it works, guys. Stable coins. Go check. You would send the stable coins from your app, from Coinbase, that's a popular app, Robinhood, whatever you're using. We'll just say Coinbase, Robinhood, Kraken, Binance, whatever your flavor is, okay? You're going to send money. Now you're going to send it through your app. Okay. So if I want to send $10,000 from USA to Thailand, the first thing that I'm going to do is I got to have this person's address, right? So they're going to send it to you. They're going to text it to you or whatever. You're going to come in your app. You're going to copy and paste it all in there. I'm not diving into how the app works and all that because everybody's got a different app. You got to copy your code and all that, the address and all that. We're not diving into that. We're focused on the blockchain stuff. Just how to move the money and where it's going, okay? How this works. Now, to send the funds from USA to Thailand, we have to broadcast our request. Put it out there for the mining equipment to find it, right? We understand that? Okay. Well, let's dive in. Okay, guys, so we have to broadcast our request. We have to broadcast our request to send the funds. So we broadcast, we send, it goes through the internet, through the mining equipment broadcasts it. We have internet. Connects to the mining equipment creates that complex code series cryptography for us. We're going to send our money, okay? So what do we have to do? We broadcast our request out. Now, when we broadcast this request and mining equipment in the network Your internet and broadcast through your mining equipment sends the broadcast out. We're going to be trying to send stable coins, USD1 stable coins to Thailand. That's how we're going to transmute our funds, by stable coins, the USD1 we'll say, okay? The USD1 stable coin, USD1. How does the mining equipment send your funds for you? How does it allow this? Okay, so you as the sender, you have a crypto address. There's two parts to your address. One part is public, one part is private. When your broadcast goes out, the mining equipment sees it. There's going to be a lot of different mining equipment out there trying to solve this and help your broadcast to get to where it's supposed to go. The mining equipment that solves this puzzle makes money. The person that owns that mining equipment gets that little bonus. There's a couple of things that have to happen. The mining equipment has to verify that you have the funds to make that transaction. So I'm trying to send $10,000. It's got to make sure that I've got the money, right? That's easy. That part's easy because open digital ledger. So that part is pretty easy. Verifying the funds are there is pretty easy. So the mining equipment verifies that you have the funds. It verifies the funds. Once it verifies the funds, it's got to do the next piece. It's got to solve your key. So it's always trying to solve your key. It's creating a key now. Mining equipment must validate your broadcast. It validates your broadcast by making sure that you have both the money in your account, which is easy because it's got to solve your code. It's got to solve your key. Okay, but because you're part of the same network, the mining equipment, it's rapidly trying to solve your key. It does. It figures it out. The first mining equipment that does it, boom, they get the financial piece. Now, once that mining equipment solves the key, it brings it over and adds it to the blockchain. Okay. Now, what's this block have? This block has data. Okay, the block is going to have data and it's going to have a hash. It's going to have a fingerprint. Okay, the hash is going to be the fingerprint on that inside that block. Now, what else? It's also going to have a fingerprint of the previous. So it's going to have a hash of the previous. The hash is like a fingerprint. Okay, so the hash is going to be inside this block as part of the data. Okay, it's got to get secured. This block, and when it brings it over here, it's got to create it. Remember, it's going to do that cryptography. It's going to grab it, connect it, and it's going to lock it in with the new data, the hash, the fingerprint, and the fingerprint of the previous. Now making that part of the chain. It's family now. That's it. It stays there. Can changes be made? There can be changes, but it's just going to be added to the blockchain. You're not going to make those disappear. You're not going to delete the previous. That's good. That's a good thing. Not being able to go and manipulate and deleting previous stuff. You don't want that. That's one of the good things, guys. That's the good thing about this unstoppable open digital network. Okay, that's one of the good things. You can't manipulate it. You can't cheat. It's honest. It's truth. Digital truth. Transparent. Open ledger. It's truthful. That's another piece of this. You're not going to be able to manipulate it. So over here, you got that block. It solved it, brought it over, and added it to the blockchain. Okay, that's as simple as it. It gets the financial reward. Boom. Somebody's mining equipment solved it. Figured it out. Relayed the funds. Boom. Relayed the funds. Added this transaction. Added that piece to the blockchain. It solved it. Boom. Added that to the blockchain. So let's recap. Okay. So send and receive, family and friends, goods and services. Okay. We were sending money for a surgery. We're trying to broadcast our request to send $10,000. We sent it out. Send. The network picks it up. It has to validate your request, validate your broadcast by making sure you have the money and solving that key. Remember, you have that two-part address. Part of it is public. Part of it is locked up in secret. Okay. Nobody sees that part. After the mining equipment has established the new piece of the blockchain, relayed the funds to the person, that means the proof of work is complete. Once it's complete, guys, and it makes it over here, that's the proof of work complete, okay? That's the proof of work. Now, this is relevant because we have a fixed supply. We need this to be honest and transparent so that there's no abnormal dilution. There's gonna be dilution in some cases, guys. There might be dilution until all the coins are generated, right? If not all the coins have been generated, they just talked about this with HBAR the other day, because they're still generating coins of HBAR. And so they're like, man, people are trying to buy and they're generating more coins. It's okay. And then the rug pull, come on. So the numbers are just not there, right? So long-term, guys, long-term, HBAR, long-term. Still generating coins, they're still mining new coins, guys. They're mining misunderstandings. Common misunderstandings are that some people think Bitcoin is blockchain, and Bitcoin is not blockchain. Remember, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, those are just currencies. Stable coins, these are currencies. ISO coins, these are all currencies. The coins are the currencies. The names of those coins are different types of cryptocurrency, okay? Blockchain, that's like the highway for you to move all those currencies, right? That's the digital ledger, the open digital ledger that you can't make changes to. It's very strong. A lot of people hear the word Bitcoin, they think of negative, they think of Ponzi scheme, they think of a ripoff, some kind of scam, right? That's fine. You can think whatever the heck you want about Bitcoin. That's not the point of this. The point is blockchain and understanding blockchain and the technology. We need to understand the technology. I'm definitely not a financial strategist, okay? I don't have the financial piece figured out yet. I don't know how to make money and all that stuff just yet on this. I'm invested into it, but I'm not flipping and diving and making moves like a lot of these big wigs laughing at this video are, right? I understand the basics and the technical stuff, not the whole financial strategist part, but we're getting there. Hopefully we'll get blessed by some of this intel that these millionaires are putting out, or something like that. That's what we're trying to get. Trying to get there. Trying to get that knowledge up, right? Trying to get there.